What's up, Bucs Report? What's up, Bucs Report? Bucs Report.
Go Bucs!
We go hard. That's my squad. That's my team. Go get that ring. Yeah, on that off-season grind. Training camp gotta shine. Put in work, mud and dirt. One game at a time. One thing I know, we gon' go hard. Tap of the squad, the team is so raw. Look out for corner if you running the ball. Jerry McCoy, Jason Pierre-Paul. We go hard. Go Bucs. That's my squad. Go Bucs. That's my team. Go Bucs. Get that ring. Go Bucs. We go hard. Go Bucs. That's my squad. Go Bucs. That's my team. Go Bucs. Get that ring. Go Bucs. Tampa. Yeah, red and black ball cap, 1-3 reppin' Mikey. A 1-3 for my QB. Play action when he drop back and hit D Jackson for the long pass.
Touchdown, Tampa Bay!
Fire them cannons in the Ray J. No team is hanging with us. Yeah, lead teams in the dust that can handle the rush. Bust you for talking that smack. Your team getting crushed. Yeah, Levante, Ronald Jones, Hargreaves, Cameron Brake. We on go, no breaks. Humphreys, Godwin, Marpet, Noah Spence, OJ, Donovan, Winston, Charles Sims, Brett Grimes. We on the grind. The South is ours. Watch us shine, making money moves, eating W's in a double move, make them triple shoes. Go hard, yeah. Go Bucs. That's my squad. Go Bucs. That's my team. Go Bucs. Get that ring. Go Bucs. We go hard. Go Bucs. That's my squad. Go Bucs. That's my team. Go Bucs. Get that ring. Go Bucs. 813 all day. Tampa Bay. BUCCANEERS. Go Bucs. Tampa Bay on the rise. We coming for that ring. We coming for that trophy. Super Bowl 2018.
Is this thing on? I just have one question. Is this thing rolling? What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Bucs Report. I'm your host, Mr. Buccaneer Blake, coming out of the corner of buckandblakesports.com. You can check out all news, old articles at bucksreport.com. Me and my other affiliates all there. Go work hard putting articles out for you guys to keep you guys updated with what's going on with the Bucs, what we're seeing ourselves, and things like that. You can also find me personally at buckandblakesports.com and all my other social media sites. So we're going to go straight into it today. We're going to go straight into the post game with the Dolphins Bucs talk. Couldn't get into it right afterwards because it was so late in my work schedule and stuff like that. So I wanted to make sure to get to you guys. What's up, Tony, Craig? What's up, people? Wanted to make sure to get it out to you guys, my thoughts on what happened and things like that. And so we'll just start with the top. And, I'm going to jump around topics being for what you guys say. What's up, Johnny? What you guys think and stuff. I'm going to jump into your comments, post up if you're not from Florida, put up where you are, and I just continue to comment, and I'll interact with you as we go, especially depending on what topic. We start off with who did good in the game. I want to say that all the quarterbacks did well, which is reassuring, being how all this offseason I've been talking about is what we're going to do at the quarterback position and things like that, how that's going to work out with Winston being out and all that hoopla and hype. We always got something lingering around in our camp other than football, so we kind of got to deal with it. Oh, New York in the house. New York. We always got something lingering around in our house that's not football related, whether it's kicking situation. Well, I would say that's kicking situation, but always something going on in there. So we just keep talking about football. And for once, after a preseason game, there's been nothing but positive things said. And, that's really not common here in Tampa, especially with some of the writers and the article people that put out. I think their objectives are to get the fans riled up from a lot of the posts, and they've been taking it easy lately since a lot of fans have been, getting at them, and that's how you do it. You start attacking them for the stuff that they're putting out. But yeah, I'm gonna get the DBs. Melbourne, I see you. Keith Larson, welcome, sir. Kentucky, nice whiskey out there. Um, the quarterbacks played well. All of them moved the ball, put the ball in the end zone, and did well. And there wasn't a lot of delay of game penalties. Wasn't a whole lot of holding calls. The part I got most out of that was like I told you guys before, was no injuries, and it wasn't sloppy play. There wasn't a whole lot of sloppy play. I mean, like, delay of games, like I see in some game, people out of position, false starts, and all type of stuff. Wasn't a whole lot of penalties, period, in that game, and that shows that these guys are getting coached up pretty well. They're not committing penalties. If you're gonna get beat, you get beat, and that stuff you can work on. You go back and figure out what you did wrong and go forward from that. But it wasn't a whole lot of sloppy play. And as I told you, Tony said it himself, the score is not really indicative to what's really going on. It's just you look at how things are going, how the players are reacting to a game time situation and working with each other in a game time situation. And they fared well, all units. Winston had a pretty bad offensive line breakdown. I think they blitzed a little bit more. When Winston came in, he took that sack and got pressured a lot. But otherwise than that, he put the ball down in the end zone with the backup guys, and so did Ryan Griffin. Came and did that game-winning drive. Great call to Monken. I probably should have gave him a lot of shout-outs because he did call the plays that game. And as I told you before, Dirk Cutter took a step back, and you're seeing the elements of success from him stepping back and able to concentrate on other aspects of this team. Thank you. And that shows maturity even in a grown man as himself. I mean, he's not a young dude, and a lot of dudes at his age have ego trips. And I think he's understanding that the team is bigger than him. Albuquerque, New Mexico. Go ahead now. Yeah, Craig, we're talking about the QB situation right now. And don't worry, we're going to get into Conti and Smith here in a minute. You just wait your turn, Tony. You just wait. So the QBs get an A+, man. They did their thing. I have no complaints. Offensive line, the first unit, oh my goodness, Ryan Jensen and Riley Marpet were just moving people out the way. When Peyton Barber scored, if you get a chance, if you got you guys know we get NFL replay. Is it NFL replay? If you're a pass member, you get that for free, so you can watch Coaches Cam. You get to watch and break down film. That's a lot of stuff that I do. I spend a lot of time looking at video and breaking down one-on-one matchups with certain players on our team with the other opposition to their best player and seeing how they interact. So that's where I get a lot of my good information on who's doing what well in situations and stuff like that. So, a lot of what I give you isn't just off my head, which a lot of it is. I do have a whole hell of a lot of knowledge. I've been around a whole lot of football. I really don't, want to go on all about myself, but I really have a highlighted background when it comes to that. And I look at stuff like that and breaking down tapes, and, you get older, you can look at things a little bit different. So, there was a lot of good matchups. Donovan Smith fared well against Robert Quinn, and they were just saying Robert Quinn got to play well with his hand in the dirt. He's from UNC, so I know much about Robert. I know a lot about Robert Quinn. Against Donovan Smith, held his own. I think the only play Robert Quinn really made was a zone run to the backside, and of course, the left tackle or whatever tackle is on that play, you block down and leave the end unblocked. Robert Quinn was able to get down the line of scrimmage and make a tackle on the backfield, trying to make a cut back into the B gap. So, otherwise than that, he was really ineffective that game. They moved their interior alignment pretty well. We did what we want with their interior defensive tackles with our O-line, which is great. We're able to hold up the pocket inside. Fitzpatrick really went uncontested, wasn't sacked, so it was good. Peyton Barber looked like he's a veteran now, and I kind of was hoping that was going to happen. He's kind of green. And you have to remember, I kind of said that to Peyton Barber too when I met him at practice. I told him, you took a lot of risk doing what you did for your family, and it shows the makeup of a person when you're willing to sacrifice your own career and opportunities to help your family. His mom, I think, had lost her job, and they were losing their home, and he had just, started, I think, freshman year or sophomore year. I think he was very young at Auburn and decided to leave for the draft. When it happened, he went undrafted, and we picked him up, and he was able to stay on the roster and make a couple $100,000 or something like that, and then was able to, help his family get it on his feet, and able to get a contract extension, and now he's working on being a star in this league and possibly get a contract extension. So, it's refreshing to see somebody take such a risk and get a reward out of it when he wasn't thinking about himself. he was thinking about his family, and I like to see that stuff like that. But Barber, he's looking like he's playing with a purpose, playing for this team, playing for his family, and playing for playing for his brothers here. And I'm glad he's getting his time to shine. I know everybody wants to see Rojo, and you're going to get a chance to see Rojo. Rojo got the raw end of the deal. He kind of got the backup line. They weren't getting too much of a push. That's why you couldn't really see him get off like that. Rojo's better when he's going north-south instead of east and west. Well, if you want to look at it like that, that's any running back. So don't get discouraged. You just didn't see him busting off big runs. I honestly don't want to see the kid get too many carries because I don't want to see him get hurt. But yeah, Sean Styles, I agree. The O-line played well. I think Griffin gets more playing time this week. I like the decision making. I'll get to that, Tony, about who you want to see more. So let me make sure I got everybody. The offensive line, the quarterbacks. Defensive line was kind of rotation. So, McCoy got a sack. Now, I was watching that matchup in there, too. He was getting one-on-ones. And you see what happens now when you got other defensive linemen in there that are rotating, and you can't. And McCoy's going to be eating, and you got one-on-one situations now. Everybody's now focused on just Gerald McCoy and can handle everybody in one-on-one. So this is going to be interesting, man. If you're going to get a lot of those matchups with JPP and Vinny Curry, Vea hopefully will play probably about third preseason game. Sorry about that. Put that on vibrate. Vea and Bo Allen. I forgot to look for Unrain too. Mitch Unrain. I was looking for him. I forgot about him. Yeah, you're gonna see a whole lot of rotation in there like that. Carlton Davis did well. MJ Stewart. He got pushed off in the end zone, but was incomplete. Even Vernon Hargraves played for the time he played in there. Justin Watson looked pretty good besides the fumble. Bernard Reedy's done what he's always done, make pretty nice kick returns. And Bobo Wilson's played well if he can stay healthy. Bobo seems to have a problem staying on the field and not getting hurt. I seen him at practice on Saturday. It looked like he had ice around his groin, so hopefully he can get through that and move forward. Yeah, that's all I got with the good. Unless you guys got something else I can add to. Kappa looked good against the second and third team. Absolutely. He's going to maul people. Just got to learn. Anna Maria, Florida. Tuning in from 8:50. All right. Now let's talk about the bad. The bad. I'm not going to start with what you want me to start with right now, Tony. We're going to talk about Ryan Smith. Ryan Smith was continually beat. It didn't look like he progressed at all from last year to this year. The kid's relying more on his speed than his ability to play football. And a lot of football, if you want to be a great player in this league, is instincts. And I think I talked about this with you guys the last talk, is instincts out on the field that you can sense body language. You can sense where a player wants to go on a certain route just by the way he lines up inside and outside the hashes. It is small things that I can't really explain to you in depth. Just talking to you here on the computer screen, but it's things that you have to see, and I don't think he has that. You don't have that it factor. And I'm sure you guys heard that before. They separate you from the Luke Kuechly's and the Patrick Petersons and stuff like that. He really doesn't have that intuition to see things like that. Like the running back situation is wide open from my understanding. Any of those guys, even Dari. Looked good, and he was a good running back at Wisconsin. Check him out on YouTube. He's a great back. But Ryan Smith kept getting beat a lot. And he got called for a pass interference penalty on Jerron Grant. And I saw that a mile away. I looked right at the TV, said, if I'm the quarterback going under, about to take the snap, I'm calling a go route on Jerron Grant. Sure enough, take the snap, 2 steps back, look, tops it right on up. And Ryan Smith was holding him the entire time. I know a lot of people were saying, oh, his offensive pass interference. Yeah, look at his hands, Ryan Smith's hands on the play. You can't, put your hands on a dude and try to slow him down because he's going to blow by you because you're out of position. And that he's the only one going up to make a play on the ball, and you're just still trying to hold the receiver back. I mean, you can't do that. So the receiver kind of has to, get your hands off of him. So it looks like you're just going to shove him off. In reality, it was Ryan Smith basically undressing him the entire route. I know he got the game-sealing pick at the end of the game, but that was more desperation than game plan by Ryan Smith. He just happened to be at the right place at the right time. Hopefully he can get his stuff together and come back and make a stellar performance, because I know you, myself, and you guys weren't too happy with his play. Thanks, Keith. Bad. All right, I'm going to go and do I want to talk about him right now? It's such a hot topic because everybody hates him so much. All right, we're going to it. Chris Conte. I know Chris Conte said that he gets no respect, and I was really looking forward to him making a staple. Sweet Pete is on here. Holy moly. Let me get my game together right now. Chris Conte was upset that he doesn't get a lot of respect from people, and rightfully so. I mean, last year he kind of flew under the radar, kind of like my saying, no news is good news. But when you make a statement like that, and then you come out the first preseason game and you basically almost give up a first down. Well, you almost give up a play that almost was for a first down, which set them up for the next play to get the first down. It kind of hurts what you're saying, because you should make tackles that you should make. It was third and long. They ran a draw. It was great, man. It was a great call. Everybody pass rush, and the back just had the wide open lane and had a full head of steam, and you couldn't even slow him down. He went right by you, and the secondary was left to make the tackle for, fourth and short, and then they just went for it and then got it. And then they didn't look too good in pass coverage. You look kind of sometimes fish out of water. So I'm hoping you come back and tighten up. Maybe it's just, getting used to everything again and stuff like that. But, you can't make statements like that and then come out and underperform, and they're just going to beat you up on social media if you don't tighten your game up. D-line went easy. What you saying, Sean? D-line went easy, which was good. I think McCoy will snap this year. Oh, yeah, if he gets those matchups like that, we'll see. Bo Allen is a bust. I don't know yet. But he's really a run stuffer. He's not really a pass rush kind of guy. So that's one of those things where you can't jump into it right away. Whitehead? Edgardo? Oh, yeah. Whitehead, man. Now, I thought he hurt himself that first play where he came flying in and laid the lumber on the back because he had a concussion. I know you saw him. He stumbled back. He tried to act like it wasn't nothing, but you weren't fooling nobody. You rung his bell and got your bell rung. But he needs I know he's trying to make the roster. And he's trying to come in at 180 miles an hour and lay people out. But you need to save your body, too, so you can play 17 games now in the NFL. Oh, excuse me, I'm sorry. 16 games now in the NFL and finish the season strong and not all banged up. But he played well. The guy in the end zone should have caught it, but, he was on him and forced him the incomplete pass. But I think Whitehead's going to make a strong push to start in this league, or at least get a lot of PT. There's a lot of rotation, so don't always get caught up in who's starting. Remember I told you guys the metaphor about basketball. It doesn't always mean, just the starting five, and then somebody else comes in too and plays majority of the minutes, give and take the situations and stuff like that. So don't get caught up in too much like who's the starter. That doesn't mean like you're locked, loaded, and ready to go at that position. It's not it. It might be secondary by committee, like somebody said about running back here. And it's the same thing. Who's at the hot hand at the time with the play calls and stuff like that. Keith, Blake, do you see Bobo Wilson making the 53-man roster? You're asking me my opinion. If Bobo Wilson can stay, oh my gosh, it's so tough with all these receivers, and then Bernard Reedy. If Bobo Wilson can perform well like he showed flashes with the kick return and as he does in practice and stuff like that on a consistent basis and stay healthy, then I think Bobo Wilson has a spot on this team. But Justin Watson is not going to make it easy for him either. Justin Watson got that big body. That kid makes catches when people are on him. I know in practice he dropped a whole lot of passes, but when it's game time situation, he catches and passes. It's going to be really tough at receiver, and unfortunately, we're probably going to see some people go. That's going to break our heart. This breaking down this 53-man roster, and that sucks because I would like to keep all of them or most of them. Allen will warm the bench. Well, we'll see. He's slated as a starter next to McCoy. I don't know if you noticed that. How Justin Evans played? Who is that? Blake Vining. I like that name. Ain't too many Blakes around here. Just Nevin should have had an interception, making it was one of his crazy diving picks. I He should have had an interception, but he played well, roaming around the field, breaking up passes and stuff like that. But he should do his thing. Just keep getting better over time and learning side adjustments and trusting your instincts and trusting talking to your corners and stuff like that. We got a lot of young guys back there. Let me get to my last thing before I keep commenting on you guys' comments. Again, keep it rolling in. I'll jump in and check it out as I'm going down. Who do you want to see more of next game? Tony, you said Ryan Griffin. You're going to see more Ryan Griffin. You're going to put him in different situations. And I don't know if you guys know this, too. The two coaches talk, and they work out what you're going to do in certain situations. So that's why you see certain plays and stuff called and certain stuff. So they talk about what they're going to try to do. Of course, everybody wants to win the game, but you want to get actual game situations with players and see how they react to it too. And that's the only way you're gonna get it. Is sometimes it's almost scripted a little bit. I'll just call it like that. It's almost scripted in a preseason game for the most part. Well, I ain't gonna say all the part, but for the most part. Me personally, I want to see more of. I saw a lot of Stewart and everybody switching around, so I'm happy with that. I would like to see Rojo get some reps with the first team line. Like, again, you're not going to really get a whole lot out of me. My personal opinion, I'm not talking about the game, but my personal opinion, I like for these guys to get their feet wet a little bit playing against people, but I just don't want them to get hurt. I mean, we've only lost one guy so far, and that was practice, and that was to a calf strain. Luckily, he will be back by week 1. I would like to see Rojo with the first unit. I would like to see Justin Watson a little bit more. I'm glad to see my Canadian. I called him out, around draft day. Canadian Anthony Allclair from Canada. Carlton Davis played a lot. Some more Whitehead would be nice. I got one. Dari. I can't pronounce his last name. I'm going to get it by the next one. Dari, number 44, the running back. I would like to see some more. And that boy got some skills, man. Yeah. There is something I wanted to bring up. Charles Sims. I know a lot of people hate him, and he can't run the ball, but Charles Sims is a great pass catcher. And if you go to Charles Sims' career highlights, he makes a lot of great plays when he's in open field catching passes. Remember that game in Philadelphia where we caught it in triple coverage? Man, I mean, the guy's got natural hands, and I hope Monken can find a spot for that. I think we need to maximize what the players we got and use them to their best ability, and I think we've not done that over years, and I hope Monken does that. I'd like to see some more Charles Sims catching passes. There you go, and Dari running the ball out the backfield. There you go. You got one out of me. I never expected much from Ryan Griffin, Sean. I don't blame him because he was injured. That's easy to say. Play and people that have more expectations. Benjamin Moody in the house. Oh, Lord. Everybody's here today. What we got? The D-line played well for the starters. The backups, I hope nobody gets hurt. A whole lot of depth. I hope a whole lot of people don't get hurt. How do you feel about the kicker? Oh, thank you, Donald. Man, thank you. Because I almost let that one slip. He would go into the who did bad category. And I know he finished the game. Thank you, Donald. I know he finished the game strong, hit the game winner. But you really didn't make Bucs fans feel comfortable missing the extra point to start off. We were kind of like, well, I hope he hits the rest of his field goals. And then you missed a 53-yarder. Granted, it was, trying to hit one before the end of the half, or whatever that situation was. I believe it was the end of the half. But you left us, kind of like, well, I'm not happy. I'm not sad either. I just kind of want to not worry about kicking. And he really didn't do that. So hopefully he can come out here and get it straight. I watched him all day Saturday on practice. He was hitting them. Like I said, I just hope it was what it was that game, and you just tighten up after that. But right now, he's on the bad list. Thank you, Donald. Jay in the house. He said Kirkpatrick looks solid at the helm. Yeah, he's roaming around out there pretty good. Hopefully, they keep him in that good situation doing that. Rojo dropped the ball from Winston. That worried me. I can't remember which one you're talking about. I can't remember if it was low or not. But again, it's the first game. You got to get people more opportunities and stuff like that. And that's why I said I want to see a little bit more out of him in different situations, getting the ball to him in open space like that. So I agree, Edgardo. You can probably see a little bit more out of Rojo. Conte is a serviceable but not a long-term solution. Yes, Keith, thank you. You said that the best way. You said it. Conte isn't as bad as you think. But I'm tired of, you know what? You are going to get my opinion out of this one. I'm tired of taking handouts, being a Buck fan. I'm tired of, hoping we make the Pro Bowl. Hoping we make the Pro Bowl list. I'm hoping we make the top. I hope player of our makes the top 100. How many players do we have in the 90s in Madden? I'm tired of being a peasant as a Bucs fan. And I'm gonna hold my team to a higher standard, and I hold myself rooting for them at a higher standard. They're gonna have to win to get respect. I know we all want our team to win. Me mostly of all. We all spend our money and go out to this game. I'm sure a lot of you guys are season pass holders. But we got to stop looking for charity things with our team and hold them at a higher standard, like Green Bay holds them, or Pittsburgh Steelers hold their team to a higher standard. It's done looking for handouts, and taking serviceable players. Yes, at the time, Sean and Keith, he was serviceable because we didn't have a contingency. We didn't have a contingency plan. Here I go talking business. We didn't have a contingency plan on a way we run the system in this on this team. Remember, I don't know if you guys watched a whole lot of my videos, but you'll see me say several times, we need to build a system here so when you get players that you had in here to serve their purpose, you have backups and young players moving to cycle in and out. When McCoy goes, now you got Vita Vea that can move in. We're moving in the right direction and getting players in there. We're starting to get it with the running back. You got young Peyton Varner. You got young Ronald Jones. Maybe Sims stays around. Maybe Dari makes the roster. You got Justin Watson now to come in with a big body in case Mike Evans goes down. Now you got Chris Godwin now that can replace Deshaun Jackson after the 3-year contract that we gave him and stuff like that. You got players to move around. You got Ryan Griffin that could possibly move in if Winston goes down, if Fitzpatrick gets too old. Now you're starting to see we plug and play in players, and then the defensive line, we got backups to go with backups now when guys go out. Before McCoy went out, we didn't have anybody else. If we're defensive end, Jacquez Smith went out. Nova Spence went out. We put all our eggs in one basket, and if one guy goes down, we're falling apart because we got no contingency plan. And we're starting to move into depth, and you saw the Eagles' depth is so important in this team. You can't run it all with one guy. Sorry for that long rant, but I mean it's the truth, and that's my opinion. Where we at? Conte is a roasting player at this point. I would hope so. I would hope Tamir Whitehead would get most of the playing time. Larry, like I said, he was with the backups. It's hard to say right now. Don't go all out on him. Just do that for me. Don't go down on him just yet. Give him a chance to get in there and get a little better reps. Get some better reps. What we got here? I'm not sure whose 39 is, but he can't cover a pass to save his life. You got me on that. I got the name at the tip of my tongue, Hondo Lopez. I can't think of it right now. What else we got here? You guys are giving great content here. Isaiah Johnson, there you go. Watson so far, yep. I give it to you, Keith, too. I like Justin Watson so far, too. Like I said, in practice, he's driving a lot in the games. He bodies people out and makes great catches. And Adam Humphrey runs some nice routes, too, man. Receiver position is packed. The only person I think the odd man is going to be out is Deshaun Jackson, unless he can put up something that makes us want to keep him. We'll see. I love having the roster cut blues. It means that a tough, talented team, we're cutting good players. Yeah, Johnny, I get what you're saying. You're getting guys that are competing here and trying to be hungry, and we haven't been like that for so long. You want to know what to who is that? Let me say your name correctly. Johnny Dean. Let me tell you the difference. I'm going to fix the camera and everything. I just want you to see me clearly on this. You know what the difference is between successful teams and unsuccessful teams is how to keep players from being distracted. And, here in Florida, we have a whole lot of distractions. You got Miami. You got Daytona Beach. You got the drugs that are coming out here, the women, and all that stuff like that. And then when you go to a place, I don't know how much you travel. My ultimate goal is to see all 32 stadiums. That's one of my biggest things I want to see. I'm trying to get down to New Orleans and go to Atlanta and all these away teams and stuff like that, and taste their food and experience, what football's like in other places. And like if you go to a place like Green Bay, the town is the team. Like I said, your focus is the team. When you're there, you're about that team because you're playing for the guy that's working at the UPS store. You're playing for the guy that has to work 2 jobs and to help pay for them damn tickets that he's got to go to the game. You appreciate the small things like that. And I'm not saying that a lot of these players don't do that. It's more, you see it more. You're actually interacting with these people every day. You go to the grocery store and stuff like that. Here in Florida, we got so many different distractions here. It's a little bit different, and I'm kind of glad that we're trying to change the culture a little bit. And the fans have a big impact on players too. It's just not the players that have impacted them. We impact them too. You have a lot more power in the way this team operates than you think. The stuff you say, the stuff you do. I don't think people don't see what you say and what you do, and I think it doesn't impact them at all, because it does. This is what it is. I hope I didn't ramble on too much. FH3 needs to get his groin straight. One of the worst injuries. I think it's going to linger all season, and I think Hargraves possibly loses his job. That is my position. That is my prediction if he cannot get his groin straight. The only way the groin heals is if you don't play. So we'll see. Do you think Ryan Griffin will challenge Fitz? Hard to say. That is hard to say. Fitz would have to have a breakdown for Ryan Griffin to step in. On the 3 levels of defense, linebacker, and secondary wits. Ooh, I like this, Keith. So you sneak in here and give me this good stuff. On 3 levels of Keith says on 3 levels of the defense, the defensive line, the linebackers, then the secondary. Which level is our strongest? Defense is there's not one without the other. LT said it best in any given Sunday. They work together as a unit, and that's offense and defense. They complement each other, but we're just talking about defense at this point right now. You saw what happens when you don't have a defensive line. Everybody else fails. The rest of the body dies when you don't have a defensive line. In a 4-3 defense, which that is the prime focus of your defense, is the 4 defensive linemen on the defensive line. And if you can't establish any type of pressure or frustrate anybody down there, then the rest of the body is going to fall apart. They're going to go limp and suffer. And that's what happened last year with this team. And years prior, we have no pass rush and nobody continually getting pressure back there. So I would have to say defensive line right now, it is very deep and it's very heavy and very versatile, much like the secondary too. And you're going to see that happen out too. That's going to come to fruition too once everything gets settled back there and everybody knows what their job is. I don't know what you're talking about, Ryan, when you said I doubt it. Ryan Smith play less would be nice. He's going to have to play to find out if he's going to stay on this roster or not. So I expect him to play a little more. I'm glad they left him in to try to, tighten his game up, but it didn't look good. Fitz 1, 2, 3. We will see Fitz rusty. I hope not. Short passes, run the ball, keep the ball out of the other offense's hands, and I think we should be straight in the first 3 weeks. I want to see more Whitehead too, Sean. Bucs report. Keith, was the quality of quarterback play across the board in Miami a product of new play caller, or is it just because it's preseason? Well, we didn't really move the ball a whole lot in other preseasons, so I don't think it's just the preseason. Some of these guys are trying to make the roster. And what happens a lot in preseason, preseason backups, to me, is like watching a high school football game. You don't see a whole lot of much pass protection. It's a whole lot of run plays and give the ball to the fastest man to see if he can get to the edge and beat the other fast guys. That's what I see a lot of it in preseason to me. When you go to backup from the starters, you see a huge drop-off between the two. I think a lot of it was play calling. I think a lot of it was putting people in the right position. A lot of people seem more comfortable where they were at now. And Keith, I think watching the game as a whole and not as a fan, like I told you, you saw it wasn't sloppy. You ran 3 quarterbacks in there like you could have done that every game. You didn't miss a beat. The verbiage was good in the huddles. Everything was great. Everybody knew their jobs. There was no busted coverages. I mean, when Winston got sacked, those guys just got beat. I mean, a better man beat you. And that's what it was. And I think that comes with the coaches looking at themselves in the mirror as well and holding themselves accountable. And it's happening. I told you, the parents and the kids. If the parents get themselves right, the kids will follow suit. And that's what's happening. You're seeing it happen. So I think it's more coaching and play calling, Keith. What do you predict our final record would be? I always hate that, man. Because in this league, you don't know. Oh yeah, I see you, Ryan. It's Ryan. I meant Ryan Smith, the DB. No, I don't think they're gonna let him play and see if he can make this roster. Now he's playing for his job, especially after that performance. What was I talking about before that? Final record. I think we can sneak out 10 games. I think we can go 10-6. I want to say 11-5, but I want to say we're going to get some tight games and come down to penalties and something stupid that's going to happen that I can't predict what's going to happen. Pitts will go 1-2. I got us going 2-1 those first 4 games. Pittsburgh does not scare me. McGuire actually went 2 for 2. Was it yesterday or the first game with the Chargers? Rojo will be fine. Don't play 10 playoff teams, counting the 6 in our division. Yeah, we play. They don't scare me. So you can win any game. We lost a lot of the close games last year, and that was because of us, not exactly our opponent. Our inability to capitalize on situations in a game cost us a lot of games last year. They didn't. That was last year. This is this year. So the running lines were there so far. So we'll see. And those were against the ones. Keith, again, we struggle signing safeties in free agency. Deshaun Ward. So we need to grow these safeties we've drafted. Absolutely, Keith. And you got to put them in situations and not force them to be more than what they are and let them grow into the positions. And I think you've drafted a good one with Whitehead. I told you guys, turn on the tape. The guy is athletic. He's got wheels on him. He can get sideline to sideline. He has to learn body language, verbiage, knowing studying the other quarterback and what they're trying to do against you in certain defense and certain situations, and that comes with times. And that same thing with Justin Evans. They're very young. And if the defensive line can help them so they don't have to make such quicker decisions, then I think they'll go a long way. Let's give Blake some love for giving us great content. Yeah. I'm not going to ramble on here too much. I could go all day. You guys are giving me great stuff. I'm going to keep coming back. You guys keep checking me out. I'm on here Thursdays at 1 o'clock. I'm going to try to get my best, with these preseason games, etc. Matter of fact, when's the next preseason game? I'm going to give you guys a time and date right now. Let me pull this up right now. When this next preseason game is and time. If somebody got it, you can post it real quick. Okay, Saturday, August 8th, August 18th at 8 p.m. It's going to be tough to do that after. It would be like 11 o'clock after that, and I got to go to work. That's going to be tough. I'll probably have to do a Sunday post game. If you guys check me out, probably about the same time. Probably do like 10 o'clock. Probably like 11, 12. Was it 12 now? Probably do like 11 a.m. or something like that. And we'll go over the game again. But I most definitely will be here and go over this again. And that's against the Titans and Mariota. Hopefully Winston can get his revenge this time for the bloodbath they gave us week 1 when they first got drafted. You talking about the video? I changed browsers. I got Chrome this time. James Coleman in the house. Oh, that's my boy right there. Me and him got to get on here because we can go at it. Again, check me out at Bucs Report. Check me out on my website. I'm still working on stuff. You guys got some insight on how to do stuff on websites. Help me out. I'm trying to make it the best I can. I'm not too familiar with stuff like that. I'm learning as I go. This Bucs Report, BucsReport.com. You can check me out, www.buckandblakesports.com. You can check me out, Buck and Blake Sports Snapchat. You can check me out at Buck and Blake Sports on IG. You can check me out at Twitter, Buck and Blake. I'm all over there talking to players and trying to get interviews and stuff like that. So I'm always down in the ground trying to get stuff going on with Bucs Report and give us the best way we can do. RG4, I hear you, but let's not finish like RG. Well, he's playing well right now. I'll probably maybe do a fantasy football league under Buck and Blake Sports. I'm going to do a Madden league. I already have it up. If you got PS4, I'm going to give away prizes and stuff, maybe some signed memorabilia. I don't know. We'll see what's going on and make it interesting. And that's a Buck and Blake Sports on PS4. If you were interested in playing, you can find me at just email me at buckandblakesports@gmail.com. Just shoot me your gamer tag. And always make sure to check out all the news and everything at Bucs Report. These guys are great. They brought me in here and let me do my thing and supported me on everything I've done. You guys following, I think you guys are following a great team of people here. They supported me immensely. Anytime I need anything, they're always there for me. So you guys are following a great group of guys. But I'm going to end this as I always end this. You're the master of everything. What you do with your life, what you do with it is entirely up to you. Thank you, guys. God bless and keep checking me out. I'll be here Thursday, 1 o'clock. See ya. Fire those cannons.